So, today is the new moon in Aries, and I want to take a moment to bring in and allow some spirit messages or some messages from spirit to come through the tarot for the divine feminine. The deep dark of the new moon symbolizes the fertile soil of the ground. It's a really great time in general to set your intentions and get clear on what you want to create. My personal new moon ritual for a long time has been to sit in the dark and meditate and write down a couple of things I would like to bring more of into my life. Things you imagine, the things you write to be seeds that are being planted in the soil. And all you need to do to allow them to grow is give them attention. So, for the collective divine feminine today, since we're in a new moon of Aries and I'm in Aries and it's my sign, I'd like to ask the spirit to bring in any messages that would be in the highest service and good of all the collective divine feminine in regards to what to manifest. Oh, it's coming time. Woo! Wow. We start with Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups, jumping into our joy, our glory. Big love, big emotional fulfillment. Two beautiful swans, a woman in the nude jumping head into this gorgeous fountain and water, body of water. It's a lot of joy, trust, and faith in this image, and that's really lovely. Behind it, we had Son of Swords, which has something to do with learning to become appreciative of what we do have. You see, this person is looking at a treasure that's really far away. There's sun, there's joy, but he still has withered flowers here because he's failing to look down and see what's right here with him. He's keeping his eye on a prize far away. So I say, this is our time to see how can we bring in more of our emotional fulfillment and jump into our joy, our emotional body of water with faith and trust in what might come. And for some reason, I feel like it has something to do with learning how to be appreciative for what we do have. So maybe write a list of gratitudes for what you do have. A lot of times there's things we want, and we're working in a society where we're always going towards something, but to stop and pay attention for what we do have. That's really cool. So that's something with how can we manifest? How can we manifest? Well, maybe let's ask, what is this treasure that we're looking at? Or this feels better. What are we failing to see that's right here with us that we can allow for more gratitude to come through? What is here with us that we can allow more gratitude to come through for? Oh, gosh. Let's see. These two cards fell out here. 5 of Cups and Ace of Swords. 5 of Cups. I'm going to look it up in the book because I'm not sure. But you see 5 cups, they're overflowing. I feel like this has something to do with abundance, having plenty. And Ace of Swords. Something with full clarity, feeling in our own power. Swords are air elements. They bring in, they're a reminder to look at whatever we're creating in our mental world. And the Ace of Swords, we got Ace of Cups with Ace of Swords. It's 2 aces. And we only pulled 4 cards so far. So it's definitely something to pay attention to. Ace. Choosing to win. I see. Using energy to create. So I guess there's this, and let's look up 5 of Cups real quick before we move on. Clinging to past emotions, going through feelings in order to move on. I see. Okay, I see. So there is a lot of emotions that we're clinging on to, an abundance of these emotions. You see how these animals, I think it's octopuses or crabs. I'm not very good with the sea world, but you see these creatures are pulling onto these, hanging on, and there's an abundance of stuff. It looks like diamonds or something very shiny is falling out of these cups. So to let that go, to let that go. What does the 5 symbolize? Breaking down form, erosion, and changeableness. So I guess we can pay attention to how we hold the power. We can choose to win. We can choose to make this happen, right? This is the key. We choose to use our energy to create this erosion, breaking down of whatever we might be emotionally holding back, okay? We can give more thanks for our personal power and knowing that, our emotional cups are ours. Whatever we're going through trauma-wise, whatever is our baggage, it's ours to release, even if it was an encounter with another human that brought it on, So this is all about personal power. So let's give thanks for our own personal power, Divine Feminine. Let's give thanks. I feel like I should ask as well, what is the block? What might be stopping us from letting go of this emotional pain and stepping into our personal power with clarity and power? What might be the block from moving forth? 9 of discs. Wow. 9 of discs. A beautiful card. I've never pulled it before. I've never seen it before. It's really beautiful though. Interested to see. It has something to do with our physical and bodily earthly world. The 9 of discs. Solitary creative work, accomplished healer. So what's blocking us, I feel, is the Divine Feminine is realizing how much we are that healer. You don't need to be a healer or read tarot decks or do Reiki or anything to be a healer. You can be a mother or a sister or an employee or a brother. However you define as the Divine Feminine, this magician that sits there with her layout protected by all the elements doing her magic. This is what's blocking us, the realization of us being this, is what's blocking us from really stepping into our own personal power, choosing to win, to release all the emotions that we're hanging on to, past traumas, so we can jump fully into this. This is what we're doing. This is what we're in the process of. And there's an element of not showing appreciation, okay? But this is what we're doing. And we're doing it as we're being asked to pay attention and give thanks for what we do have. And whatever we do have has something to do with our own personal cups. We need to change up how we feel about things. And we can do so with this clarity, Ace of Swords, choosing to win. Okay, we hold this power. And what's blocking us is something with learning to go into your solitary work. Okay, and 9s that's a completion number. Okay, 9, culmination, a ripening of what has preceded. So think of it this way: whatever you've been through, whatever you've been going through has led you to this specific moment so that you can grow into your role as in the Divine Feminine, giving your love and surrender, okay, to your magic. Okay, it's beautiful. How can we overcome this block, specifically associated with allowing our healing arts to flow through us as the Divine Feminine? How can we overcome this block? Oh, gosh. Hanged One. I'll take it because I saw it. It's beautiful. We can overcome this block. It's a really beautiful card. I love it. I've only seen it once before. Hanged One. It's a major arcana card, and it's a 7. Or sorry, it's a 3 card. There's a 12 there. So it's a 3 card, Hanged One. But it's really beautiful. Okay, it's giving in to and surrendering to everything. Just a moment. Mother duties are calling. The Hanged One. Let's look it up. It's really beautiful. What I get from it is giving in to all the powers of the universe, surrendering. This is the full moon. This is how we can overcome the block. The full moon is going to come in a couple of weeks. So it's probably something we're stepping into this fruition. If we set our intentions now, then we can step into this energy. I'm going to read it to you because I remember it to be real beautiful. Hanged One. Not a card of violence or crucifixion. The Hanged One represents voluntary submission of the ego to the spiritual power of the heart. Its ancient form as the hanged Artemis symbolizes surrender to the female archetype of receptivity and compassion, the first step towards shamanism and spiritual control. So it's super related with this, right? To step into this energy, and this is what we need to do, okay? This is what's blocking us from really releasing whatever we need to release. But to really step into this energy, okay, this is what we need to do. Voluntary submit our ego to the spiritual power of the heart. How beautiful is that? That's amazing. Okay, gorgeous. Thank you so much for this message. What will be the outcome if we do set our intentions and we give in to these energies with the power of our free will as the divine feminine? Ooh, Two of Swords, powerful woman. There's an infinity sign, there's a stork, there's again another full moon. So this time is ripe, okay? Use this time in the coming couple of weeks till we reach the full moon. The Two of Swords, again, element energy, air element energy. And the Two of Swords is finding balance. We'll find balance, peace, calming the mind. We'll be able to totally find our equilibrium, our peace, and be this powerful woman balancing, like the stork, creating this infinity sign with these feathers. And you know, birds are the messengers between this world and the spirit world. They have wings, they're both on earth, they maneuver several elements, and they're very associated with our breath. So, you know, breathe. There's been a lot of birds here. The dead one was on here, failing to appreciate what we have right at our feet. Okay, but in the end card, you see how happy it is? So that's what I have for you. This is where we're going to end up, okay, finding our balance if we do give into this. So thank you so much, spirit guides, for these messages. This was all the time I could squeeze in. I have to go take care of my daughter. Happy new moon to everyone. I wish you the highest blessings. Okay.